So people who have missed out, probably they can hear it. So let me give a quick recap of what we discussed in the previous classes. We were talking about Bhagavad Gita, how it is a manual of life. You see this picture? In the beginning, it shows there is a barren land, but later on we see that it is green. It is turning green because there is an introduction of manual of life, which is none other than Bhagavad Gita. Okay. In the last few sessions, we understood how Bhagavad Gita is important in our life. What was the situation of Arjuna, before he heard Bhagavad Gita, and what was his situation after he heard Bhagavad Gita. There were a lot of differences. There were a lot of changes in his attitude and his mindset. There was no fear in his mind after hearing Bhagavad Gita. And mind you, Arjuna himself is saying this at the end of the Bhagavad Gita 18th chapter. He says, "Thank you, my dear Lord Krishna. Now I am clear and I know what my duties are, and I can confidently do my duty." And we also discussed that everybody is doing the duties, right? As a father, we have a duty. As a mother, we have a duty. As a child, as a daughter, as a son, as a grandparent, as a citizen of the country, we have the duty. As an employee, we have a duty, right? So until unless we do not know how we have to discharge our duty, how we have to do our duty, we will not be able to do the duty properly, right? India is a country which is which has got the roots from Bhagavad Gita, but unfortunately currently the situation is that India is standing very high in the rate of corruption. There is a report which is published by Corruption Perception Index, and as per that, India is ranking very high on the corruption, which means people do not know the duties properly, or even if they know, they are not doing the duty properly. There is a lot of corruption. Okay. So Bhagavad Gita tells us about our duty, how we should discharge our duty. Today I have got the point, the power of thinking. How by thinking, things change. What happens to us when we are thinking? Why thinking is so important? So as you see in the PPT, it says, what do people think throughout the day? And you can see that, from the picture, it is clear that, in the beginning, the person is thinking about a broken relationship. Second picture shows he's thinking about what to eat. And the third one is thinking any good idea to secure the future. And then in the fourth image, you see that he's thinking about having some, bonding, some relationship, some connections. And in the fifth one, you see he's thinking about, a loving relationship. So you see that this is common for all. Our mind is full of thoughts throughout the day, and it is very, very unique. It is not unique, it is very, very wonderful that our mind has got so many thoughts in our head, and all these thoughts keep on repeating, time and again. The thoughts are coming and coming and coming like that. Okay. So if you see that our mind is full of thoughts, and what we are thinking, based on that our attitude turns. If we are thinking positive things, then we become a positive person. But if we are thinking something negative, then we tend to become negative, and only the negativity comes in our way. So it is very important that we are thinking positive. Otherwise our life is not going to be optimistic. We will be having a lot of challenges because our attitude will become negative. That is very, very big risk which anybody can take. Okay, let us move to the next slide. This shows the power of thinking, and then it is talking about today's youth. So I'm sure many people are in this group who are young generation. They know that how important it is to keep your mind fresh. And if our mind is fresh, and if our mind is free of any fear or anxieties, then we can be very, very productive. Just imagine a situation when you were very, very happy, and in that situation, whatever work you did, it was flawless. It was very, very easy to do without any stress, without any difficulty, whether you studied happily or whether you went out somewhere. You can think about a situation when people go out. So when you go out somewhere and you see a situation where you're very happy, so how much you enjoy, right? You can do a lot of things. So that is important, that what are we thinking, and if we are thinking properly, then we can focus in our studies, in our job, in our life, in our career, in our relationships. Then we can be productive. Otherwise we will be only depending on others. If somebody gives me this, then I will take it. If somebody is coming to me, then I'll be happy. If I'll get this thing, then I'll be happy. Like that, there are a lot of dependencies we will get. But on the other hand, if our mind is clear and free of any fear, then we can be productive and we can be helping others. Let's look into the next slide. Today I'm going a little quick because only three of us are here. Probably I will revise in the next session. In next session, we will have a clear-cut Zoom link, probably because of the confusion. Some people joined here and there and then they left. All right, never mind. We will continue the power of thinking. So last class, if you remember, we discussed one shloka which is repeated 2 times in Bhagavad Gita, correct? So that shloka is Man Mana Bhavo Mad Bhakto Madhyajimam Namaskuru. Lord Shri Krishna, who has narrated Bhagavad Gita for all of us, for the common man, because it is a manual of life. It tells us everything. So Lord Krishna, when he narrated Bhagavad Gita, so he repeated one shloka 2 times. And the shloka is Man Mana Bhavo Mad Bhakto Madhyajimam Namaskuru. Bhagavad Gita 9.34. Krishna is saying, and then in the 18th chapter, 18.65, again Krishna is saying, you think about me, you worship me, then you will come to me without any doubt. So when we are thinking about the supreme, if you see in this diagram, if somebody is thinking about the supreme power, then his mind is out of any fear. He doesn't have any kind of fear associated because he's thinking about the supreme who is the controller of everything, right? If you are connected with the supreme controller, then nobody can harm you, right? What is the problem? There's a saying, Rakhe Krishna Mare Krishna Rakhe Ke. And in Hindi they say, Jako Rakhe Saiya Mar Sake Na Koi. So that is the power. And in this shloka, Lord Krishna has told this time and again that you think about me. He knows that we will be thinking about so many things, like you see in this picture. They are worried about so many things. But Krishna is saying, if you think about me, then all these things which you're thinking are going to come to you. It is just like if you water the root of the tree, the entire tree is nourished. In the same manner, if you are thinking of Krishna, who is the narrator, who is the creator of Bhagavad Gita, and who is the supreme personality of this entire universe, then everything is going to be sorted, everything is going to be easy. You would have heard about the power of Hare Krishna mantra, I'm sure, many times from many people. They say it has got so much power and potency that if you chant this mantra, then everything will come to you. You don't have to worry about much. You have to just do your duty and chant this mantra. It is as simple as that. In the age of Kali, we cannot go to the forest and do tapasya. Our age is very limited. So the recommended method is the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But we will understand how by thinking of Krishna, we can go to Krishna, or we can involve Krishna in our life by some more slides which I have for you. So look into this slide. It says the power of thinking, and it says if you think about food, there is a water, saliva which develops in your mouth, correct? You can think about your favorite food. Somebody likes aloo paratha, somebody likes burgers, somebody likes pizza, somebody likes gulab jamun, correct? And if you think about these things, immediately there is water coming in your mouth, right? We can think about it. In the same manner, Krishna says, if you think about me, then you will get me. It is as simple as that. It is not very difficult, right? I will give another example. When we are thinking about a fearful situation, what happens? There is a heartbeat which increases, right? Our heartbeat will be increasing rapidly. So the heartbeat increases, and we can feel that. See, nothing has happened to us. We are thinking about a fearful situation, and immediately the heartbeat is increased. The heart starts beating very rapidly. Krishna is saying, similarly, if you think about me, you will come to me, you will get me. So two examples. I will give you one more example. That example is this. If you think about a sad moment, there are tears coming in our eyes, right? Sometimes parents become very emotional thinking about their children who are not staying with them anymore. Or sometimes, we think about somebody who has left us, and our eyes will be filled with tears. Sometimes it happens that we have given a lot to somebody, in our relationship or our friendship, and that person leaves, or that person comes and says something very very harsh, then immediately there are a lot of tears which is coming in our eyes. When we just think about that moment, just by thinking, we can still feel that people start crying, people start weeping. So Krishna says, yes, this is the power of thinking. If you think about a sad situation, tears are coming from your eyes. Similarly, you just think about me, and then you're going to get me. And then in this last slide, I think last or second last slide, it is mentioned that if you are hearing Krishna Katha constantly, continuously, then what is going to happen? When we are hearing Krishna Katha, And when we are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then we will be able to think about Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has given Bhagavad Gita to us. And when we respect the speaker of Bhagavad Gita, only then we can understand Bhagavad Gita properly. These are all the preliminary topics which I'm giving it to you all in the beginning before we even jump into Bhagavad Gita, so that we have set a right platform, and then we can quickly go to the shlokas and understand Gita. So it is important that we respect the speaker, and the speaker of Bhagavad Gita is Lord Sri Krishna. And we are giving this knowledge from ISKCON as it is, the knowledge which was given by Krishna to Arjuna, and then there are more than 30 acharyas which are there in the disciplic succession, like we were discussing. So we are getting the knowledge as it is, without any contamination, without anybody's personal thinking. It is what Krishna told Arjuna, and the same knowledge has come in Bhagavad Gita as it is. And that is why people are benefiting out of hearing Bhagavad Gita. So we have to respect the speaker, and for that we need to hear a lot of Krishna Katha, and we have to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Then we will be able to think about Krishna very easily. The mantra is very simple: Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So I will take a pause here. If you have any questions or you want to make any comment, you are welcome. Today's topic, I had to, wind up quickly because the participation was very low. Of course, because of the technical difficulties, I guess. But yes, the session is open for any questions now. Okay, so keeping silence as no questions, taking silence as no questions. Um, I think we are good for today. We will have another interactive session in the upcoming class, and we will have a proper Zoom setup prior to start the class. So thank you for joining. Have a wonderful day and week ahead. Hare Krishna.